Folks, it's now the 4th of January, and a lot of us have been living in a kind of limbo for the last 2 weeks. First with Christmas, and then New Year's. And I think this isn't new. We all been through this strange period where we don't really know what day it is anymore. I would even say most of us enjoy being slightly inebriated by reality, to the point where we don't need to think too much, where we just let most things slide, and there is this kind of trust up in the air, a trust we completely fail to maintain during the rest of the year. And I'm to blame to some extent. But maybe that's an ethos we should try to carry with us when life hits us again. And by again, I mean tomorrow. All right, if you're watching this when it's released, I'm talking about the first Monday of the year, that day when most people go back to their routines after spending a couple of weeks inhabiting a sort of fool's paradise. I will call this day the Great Hangover. Now, I would argue that very few people are genuinely looking forward to the things they were happy to put on hold for a bit. But among them, there is this group who, in the middle of the festivities, they managed to find some me time to write down their New Year's resolutions. And part of that group, a very visible part, are the people who sign up for the gym in January. First thing in the year, first things first, as they said. And to be fair, they don't just sign up, they actually go. Yeah, they show up in the gym. Now, the question is, would they be consistent? Not many, to the best of my understanding. Look, I hit the gym myself pretty much every weekday, and I just came back. And I pop in the gym around the same time, 6 in the morning. So I get to see who is there and who is not, who is disciplined and who is not, because we are more or less the same people week after week. And the difference is massive. Like Mondays, they are usually busy. Tuesday, still busy. But by Wednesday, people start disappearing. Their motivation just fades. And I reckon the same drop happens throughout the year. So just replace Mondays with January. And that's the thing. Getting in is the first step and is absolutely crucial, but you need to come back. And that's what really matters. And then you need to make it, a habit. Yeah, habit. To the point where what once felt absurd becomes completely ordinary. I was the same. Back when I started working out at 6 in the morning on an empty stomach, I was the exact same. I genuinely thought that I was going to faint and never ever do it again. Now, that decision, well, that was a long time ago. That was during COVID, and here we are in 2026. And at this time of the year, all of these influencers just start showing their immaculate schedules in your face. Look how organic their meals are. Look how smoothly they move from one task to another, because, or apparently, they got rid of tasks altogether, since they now do everything with love, which is a complete bullshit. Show me your smiley plastic face when you open the electricity bill. Show me that same smile when you want to record yourself walking your dog, and you first have to pull the leash out of the trash bin where you threw it after a few drinks. That part never makes it on camera. No scope for that. What they show instead is a carefully selected fraction of reality. A fraction designed to convince you that their lives are sanctuaries, their homes, their partners, even their neighborhoods. Every detail perfectly curated to make you hate your own life, from that shaky kitchen table swore you would fix last summer, to your wife, who instead of spending her days between jacuzzis and coconut soups, she's actually stuck in a job that she hates just as much as you hate yours. And instead of dealing with that anger together, what you do, you both spill it online, arguing about politics, with people you've never met in your life. And no, that won't magically change in 2026, especially when half of them are bots. We live in a trap, folks. We live in a trap, or at least there is a trap out there in the internet, mostly on the internet, but also on the so-called real world. A trap designed to make us forget who we are, start living other people's lives and abandon our own. And honestly, no wonder most of us are more than happy to bury our heads in the sand while our asses are being badly banged by things that barely affect our well-being. At least they wouldn't if we didn't spend this much time staring at fucking screen. Before this rant reaches an end, let me try to leave you with a couple of thoughts. We all have different life goals. I reckon that that's absolutely normal. We all walk different paths. But there are two things that are essential, regardless of what you are aiming for. Number one, you need to make it a goal to become the kind of person capable of achieving their goals. People love saying, you are your most important asset. Took me a while to understand what that even means for real. So let me unpack it for you. Say you want to lose weight. So that's very common. There is zero merit in writing down, I want to lose X kilos by the end of the year, if you are not willing to say no to the things that will sabotage that goal. Or if you are not committed, no matter what, to the actions that actually produce results. And that mindset doesn't stop at weight loss. It spills into everything else. My suggestion is to make this your goal. Become the person capable of achieving your goal. And then there's another one, less obvious, but just as important. And I want to achieve the goals I'm setting for this year. And I will work on them for the entire 12 months. This is not cheap motivation. That's actually a reminder. It's that simple. Because ideas, they have a habit of getting buried under daily concerns. So keep that reminder close. Let it oversee the rest. A goal that only works if you look at it, if you don't abandon all the others. So that's my rant for today, with a bit of guru-ish garbage thrown in for good measure. Thanks for watching, and happy Great Hangover.